Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please welcome back Congressman Greg Walden. Good to see you, sir.
Good to be with you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
So there's a bipartisan investigation happening in Congress to stop surprise medical billing.
Yep.
How is this going to help Oregonians?
Well, we build on what Oregon has done already. But here, if you're an Oregonian and you end up in an emergency room somewhere else, you have a 1 in 7 chance of getting a surprise medical bill. Or if you go in for a procedure now in some hospitals that may show up under your insurance, they may have contracted out a portion of the facility within their hospital that shows up as covered by your insurance. That happened to Sanji Wilkes out of Denver, Colorado. Newborn, had a medical problem. They wheeled the kid into the neonatal intensive care unit. Hospital's covered. Guess what? They had contracted out their neonatal intensive care unit. He got healed up. She got a $50,000 bill. That's outrageous. That's the kind of thing we're trying to stop.
Wow, fascinating. All right, we're starting to see some settlements from major drug makers with states over opioids. But the problem is clearly far from over. What are you doing right now to stop the opioid
So
epidemic?
there's a lot. We passed, as you know, 57 different pieces of legislation rolled up into the Support Act. Last Congress signed into law by the president. We're continuing on with the investigation and following up with the recommendations that have been made by the Inspector General on things the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, should have done, can do, and should do to make sure they are now doing it. I had to threaten the Attorney General of the United States with a subpoena in order to get data out of the DEA to find out how these pills were being distributed, why they weren't being shut down by the distributors. We got all the CEOs of the distribution companies before the committee under oath to figure out they should have stopped a lot of this. They did not. What broke apart here? And so we're going after it. And then, of course, there's the litigation to go after reclaiming profits, if you will, from Purdue Pharma, who was one of the worst, and others.
Interesting. All right, well, we've got a lot of national politics to talk about. We're going to take a quick break first. Stay with us. We'll be right back.